We started fostering at this point 5.5 years ago. We actually found out about foster care at New City. We attended an interest meeting. We were both teachers in Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools, and we were used to teaching kiddos from pretty tough places. But we both had students who were involved in foster care, and we didn't really know what that meant. Here we were teaching these kiddos and spending time with them every day.
Yeah.
And we really didn't know a lot about what foster care actually looked like. And so I started kind of asking a lot of questions and really kind of felt God nudging me to find out a little bit more about what foster care actually looked like, and more importantly, what it felt like for a kid. And I remember saying to you, I wonder what it would be like to be a foster parent.
When you think about doing that, it's a really big thing. And, I'm not overly proud of this saying that, but multiple times I think I said no to it a couple different times. And even after going to a first couple of our foster parent meetings, I can remember driving home. We had to drive out to, York, and we were driving home, and I was just like, babe, I don't think I want to do this. I don't want to. But then when you kind of start hearing the story of what it's really like, you can't really say no at that point. So Obviously now 5.5 years later, I'm very glad that we did take that journey.
Yeah, it's not the numbers that matter, it's the lives they represent, right? And the numbers that were presented, it was just very, very, such a gap between how many children were in foster care and how few certified foster families there were.
Yeah.
We say that it's been a very messy and really heartbreaking at times, but it's been the most beautiful thing we feel like we've ever really been invited into. We've discovered along our journey that there's a lot of brokenness in the foster care system. Lots of holes, lots of gaps, many that you can do nothing about. Unfortunately, we kept getting these calls from the placement office and getting these asks for us to take children. And we got off the phone, and I said to Zach, when the placement office is calling us, like, where are the kids? Physically, where are the kids? And we had no idea. We'd been fostering at this point for 2.5 years, and we did not know what that part of the process looked like. And so I made a call to our family support coordinator, and I said, Megan, the placement office keeps calling us, and I gotta know something. Where are the children when they're calling us? And she said, what do you mean? I said, like, physically, where are the kids? And she said, well, they're at our office. And I said, well, what office? And she said, the DSS office, the Department of Social Services. And I said, well, surely that can't be right. Why would you bring a kid there? And she said, unfortunately, that there's nowhere else for them to go. I mean, I couldn't shake that there were these children coming from these hard places and they needed homes. I couldn't shake this idea that there were children sitting in offices when they should be nowhere near that space. And so I remember praying and saying, God, there's got to be another way. And really the next day, my friend Christy showed up to my doorstep, and we were talking, and she said she actually has the same family support coordinator, and she had the exact same conversation and made the exact same phone call that same night. And she said, and I started praying, Lindsay, and it wasn't pretty. I said, well, listen, I did too. And I said, and I got to tell you, I think God wants me to step into this. And she said, oh, he told me the same. She discovered this video of Rhonda Paulson with the Isaiah 117 house. She's the founder of the Isaiah 117 house. And Christy sent me the video, and she said, you've got to watch this, like, right now. I'm sitting at the counter watching the video with tears streaming down my face, because I'm like, oh my gosh, they're doing it. Like, this organization is doing exactly what needs done. They are fixing this part of foster care. It's a home where the mission is threefold. It's to lessen trauma for children, come alongside child welfare workers and lighten their workload, which is so, so heavy, and to ease the transition for foster families saying yes. That summer, we went to Tennessee with a team. And we met Rhonda and her team, And we said, this is a definitive need here in our county, and we know it because we're living it, and we're getting calls for these children who need a place and who need a space. And so we went through the process, and now we are building an Isaiah 117 house here in York County, South Carolina, where we live. And so we had somebody donate land to us, and now we're in the process of submitting our architectural drawings for permitting in the city of Rock Hill. And we hope to break ground and have the house open this time next year. Since we've really gotten this thing going with the Isaiah 117 house, I obviously took it to my New City family, and they've really been a great encouragement. That's looked like a lot of prayer, a lot of encouragement for us as a family, but also as an organization and for our team here in York County. It's also looked like a partnership that's been established. You know, I don't think everyone should be a foster parent, but everybody should help children in foster care. And I don't hesitate to say that. Because God calls us to care for the most vulnerable people and children who are being abused and neglected by their own families in their own homes. And so I've been really proud of the way that New City has really embraced that in supporting organizations like ours, organizations like Congregations for Kids that provide care for children in foster care. And so I've been really excited about New City's focus on local organizations, local nonprofits like ours who are tapping into that need. And we're nothing special. We're ordinary people who just know and love kids and who saw a need.
I think the one thing we've learned is that being comfortable isn't what we're
That's right.
called to do. And to really grow as a human being, grow as a church, grow as a community, you've got to step into the uncomfortable, the unknowing. And so we would encourage you to step into the
Into the uncomfortable.
into the courage zone and the uncomfortable to make a difference.